Going live right about now. Oh my gosh. I think we're live. Hello, everyone.
Yay.
Yay. Did you see us? Are we live? Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome.
everybody.
How are you all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you are all joining us, let us know that you are here. Let us know that you can see us. I see that some people are already typing away in the chat and super excited for this. I am so excited to be coming on here with the beautiful Jaqueline Hooper. Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay, I saw your comment coming through. I see everyone's comments coming through. Robin, Regina. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Hello, Lee from sunny UK.
Yes, we have the UK in the house. I have a few people that said, what time is this in the UK? Don't limit it to
early enough. Yeah.
Don't limit it to the Eastern Standard Time or the Pacific Standard Time. Tell us what time it is.
I will do that next time. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. As everyone is joining, say hello. Let us know that you're here. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And of course, if you're watching us on the recording, you can say hello in the comments below this video. As you can see, I have a special guest with me today, and I am so excited for you all to either connect with her again if you've seen our recent live video together, or to meet her for the first time. Either way, this is going to be such an amazing time and experience together. So without further ado, I feel like we just need to jump right in and start by first introducing you and saying, telling everyone who you are.
I'm like, God, everybody needs to just step back behind the desk line and wait for us to say we're ready. This energy. I know you felt it. We've been feeling it since before the weekend because we're like, yes, take notes. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Congratulations. I first want to say congratulations for taking this initiative to really invest in yourself with this 2-day masterclass, because what we are going to be bringing to you is going to be absolutely powerful and life-changing. So if you're brand new to me, my name is Jaqueline Hooper. I'm a soul expansion coach, an energy healer, and a best-selling author. I also support spiritual businesses with embracing what it is they came here to do for their potential, their purpose, and their impact. It's super exciting to conversate about everything that we're going to be talking to you all about between today and tomorrow. There has been energy that's been stepping in that really wants to make itself known. And I think you can start with your angels. I'll start with some of the guides that have stepped forth to support us with this intention. It is such a very pivotal moment in this time space here on the planet Earth. We are really starting to shift into some new paradigms and into some new versions of the way we want life to be for us. And so it's time to take that charge. It's time to take it by the reins. It's time to start creating it in the way that we desire it to be. And so I'm so excited. And there's absolutely no person on the planet, this planet or any other planet, that I would want to do this work with than you. I am literally so blessed to have you, to share space with you, to teach with you, to empower with you, to do business with you, like all the things we do together. It's just amazing.
It's so good. It's so
even
amazing.
Dress alike.
I know, right? And we did not coordinate this. No. We did not say, hey, can you make sure you wear black today? We're like,
or purple pants. We've got
purple pants. Yes.
It is absolutely
showed up and we were like, oh, hey, we're in the same vibe, in the same frequency, which is always a good thing when we are talking about unleashing your potential. So this video is day 1 of the Unleash Your Potential Masterclass. It's a 2-day masterclass. So this is just the beginning. We're only getting started today. And I feel like for both of us, this is something that has come through. You know, one of the things that I've been talking with, to people about over and over and over again is how impactful this full moon, this July full moon has been. I feel like the energy of July as a whole, and if you have seen my July energy transmission video, and if you haven't, go check that out on my channel. I talked about how July is a month where we are making huge shifts and changes, and there's this huge expansion, this huge opportunity for transformation for ourselves and for our life to show up in a bigger way, to really become who we're meant to be. And so I feel like this full moon now, which was smack in the middle of July, is now like, all right, let's unleash that. Let's open you up. And it's one of those things where, at least, you know, my perception, my experience of it has been that it's a way of cracking us open in order to then see what is there. It's like there's this potential that's been like opened up for us on a deeper level, right? And it's not that maybe you weren't necessarily living in your potential now, but it's this question of how much deeper can I go now? Or how can I expand even further now, right? And so this is what we're coming forward to share with you today, is how we can harness this energy that we're in right now, what is coming forward through the energies that we channel, that is going to support us to really unleash this potential and step into the next level for ourselves, for our path, for our journey, individually and also collectively, because we're all in this together. And as we follow our individual path into our individual potential, that then comes together for the collective to support that potential as well. You know what I mean? And I think it's just so incredible, so powerful. So there's some things that came through that I'm really excited to talk about, but I first want to invite you, Jackie, if there's anything that you're like on the edge of your seat, that you're like, I need to say this right now. I can just see your face.
Yeah, you can see my face. You're like, oh my God, my guides are like, she's got to say something. It's not really anything mind blowing. I promise you. I know you're used to mind blowing, but no, it feels like what you were saying about, you know, being able to step into our own unique potential or to expand the potential. We're always expanding. If you're never done healing, right, then you can rest assured your potential's not reached its point of, you know, where it's meant to be in this lifespan. Like, you are always supposed to be reaching new levels of abundance, of potential, of opportunity, of energy. And so when you do this individually, if you think of yourself as a beautiful color of the masterpiece being the collective, your color needs to be as vibrant as everyone else's. But the way that we create that vibrant tapestry is by doing our own work. Yes, we bump up off of each other and we inspire one another and we show each other what's within each other, right? By mirroring to you the things that we are learning, the things that we are healing, the things we're being shown or told. But that helps the light within you make that color that is yours so much more vibrant. And then you show up on that big collective tapestry, the universal picture, and everything is just so much more magnificent and illuminated and enlightened. And so that's why it's so important. You know, some people will come and they'll say, I know what my purpose is. I know what my potential is. I know what my impact is, but I just feel like there's more. And we're always like, yes, there's so much more, because the deeper that you go into your potential, the more you expose. And the more that you expose, the more you have to create. And so that's why it's so important to never stop going inward, never stop your healing, and never stop. I don't want to say the word chasing, although that's the best word I'm finding, your potential. You always want to be going towards it. You always want to be expanding it. And I can't wait. This 2 days is going to be like,
good. And the other thing I want to add that I heard as you were saying that is never stop believing that you're capable of what you're capable of, and that there's always more there, and not more in the sense of this is not enough, so I need more, but in the sense of I am a limitless, expansive being of divine light, of divine love. And that's just the nature of who I am. That's the nature of who we all are, right? We are these beautiful, divine, spiritual beings of light. Like, can you just take a moment right now to imagine that for yourself and tune in to the energy within you and like feel this truth that exists, feel the truth that you're this beautiful, shiny, sparkly, divine being, and that our journey here on earth is to allow that sparkle, that light to shine as brightly as possible, you know? Yeah. And so one of the things that I want to share that came through, so when I was tuning in specifically for this class, you'll never believe it, Jackie, but source energy came forward. And I was like, okay.
You're kidding. Oh my gosh. Like,
I know you're surprised.
So surprised.
Source energy came forward. And I was like, woo, okay, this is a big one. This is important if source energy is coming forward, you know? And so source energy came through with this message, with this energetic transmission that came forward, talking about how we are being guided through the shift that's happening on this planet. So there is a shift that is happening on this planet that we all chose to come here during this time to support the shift that's happening. And that as we step forward onto this planet as souls coming in through our human expression, that we came through with this seed that was inside of us, a seed that was there to support our alignment with what this potential meant, with what this shift meant for us individually and for the collective, right? So it's like there's this knowing inside of us. And if you think of a seed, and I've been using, I don't know why, like this analogy of a seed has been showing up all over the place. But if you think of a seed, right? If you think of whatever kind of plant, the seed has all of the intelligence inside of it already, right? It has the intelligence to, as long as you plant it in the ground, you take care of it, it has the right environment, it's going to grow into the plant. Like you don't have to tell it what to do. The seed already knows. So it's the same thing with us. The seed that we came here with, within our soul, within our being, it already knows the potential. It already knows who we're meant to be. The thing is that we are stuck in our heads. We overthink. Our ego, our human comes in and tries to logically figure it out, logically plan, blah, 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 right? And so I feel like a big part of this journey, and especially what's coming through, you know, since I would say the last couple of years, but especially this year, especially in July, is this nudge, or maybe more of like a push into understanding, you know, into us really opening up to what that seed is, and dropping the ego, the human, the mind, the logical stuff, and remembering what it is, and the process to allowing the spiritual truth of who we are to come forward and to lead that journey for ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
Totally, 100%. Yeah.
And it's just such a powerful, you know, and so when we go through that journey, right, of allowing that the seed to actually grow and unfold in its divine intelligence without the mind interfering, without the human logical, all that interfering, then what happens is that we naturally align. We naturally align to the greatest potential. We naturally align to what's possible. We naturally align to the limitlessness that we get to experience in all of the ways. The limitless love, connection, abundance, creativity, joy, right? All of that comes in as a result of us allowing this energy to lead us and guide us. And I feel like this is like the pivotal time where for us, it's like, all right, I'm done trying to plan it. I'm done trying to figure it out with my mind. You know, like you've got me. Let's do things differently now. Let's actually lean into a greater connection to my spiritual divine being, my seed that I hold inside of me, and allow that to guide me now, because that's it. You know, that's the way to do it.
It's so good. You know, one of the things that many people don't understand about you and I is that, you know, we come together in a lot of different ways to teach and to inspire those that, you know, are in our audiences and in our networks, clients and things of that nature. But what people don't realize, probably because we don't share it often, is you and I don't really go over our notes in advance of anything. And
no.
No, we don't. I mean, San Diego, when we did our retreat in San Diego, we sat down like last minute and said, this is what I'm going to talk about. And you said, sweet, this is what I'm going to talk about. And we literally put that puzzle piece together and was like, whoa, here's this big, huge, amazing picture. And we actually had an attendee go, oh my God, this is going to be really good. You know what I mean? And so I love, love, love that aspect of our relationship and the energetics, if you will, of it all. Because Orion, I call him Orion, but he's insisted on Orion today. And that's because we're in energy as well. Yep. Orion stepped forth as I was leaving Best Buy on Friday when we were talking. And I was like, holy cow, why? Like, he doesn't just make himself known ever. He's like whoosh in front of your face, where you're like, holy moly. And he speaks very similar to what source brings through. Orion is the, if we'll paint the picture of this galactic guide, right? He's working with the aspect of astrology, the aspect of the universe that puts all of the galaxies, the suns, the lights, the earths, the planets all together, right? And it's not just thrown out there, right? It's not like we got a bunch of sprinkles in our hand, we just threw it out and woo. That's not how it works. The universe is very divinely put together. And so he comes forth and said, you're not just being guided, you're not alone, because this seed is also the map that you hold within you, that is just part of not just the cellular makeup of who you are, the DNA makeup of who you are, but the very place that you take up, the space and energy you take up within the universe. Like, that's huge. You are a particle, which is not a small thing as much as we try and scientifically bring it to particle. You are a piece of, you're a part of the universe. And within you, your potential knowing, your potential is your knowing of the map that you hold, the compass that you hold. And if you would tune inwardly, as you plant these desires and these inspirations, you would notice that you're being watched. You're being watched, or you're being guarded, or you're being guided, or you're being shown, or you're being talked to the entire way. Nothing is up for just chance, and nothing's up to just the numbers, and nothing's up to just, you know what I mean? Like, nothing is being gambled upon. You are not being gambled upon. You are absolutely here for a reason now. And the past 2 years of our existence have shown us nothing but great purging, great purging, great shifting, great transformation to get us to a space. I was talking about it in the energy reading this morning over on Facebook, how we're getting to a place of ground zero again, but it's not hitting the bottom. It's actually this divine timeline that we just put, we're here at the stopping point. We have to gather what we've got, what we've gathered. Oh my gosh, say it again. We have to gather what we've gained to this point to know what we're then taking with us moving forward. Here's another layer of healing. Here's another aspect of your impact or your purpose. Here's where things do become more. I love what you said about we're always wanting more, not because we don't have more, but because our souls are eager to express more. More love, more light, more inspiration, more happiness, more joy. We do want more. You're created to always want more. And just like a plant, when you have it in the shadow, the sunlight's coming down this way. Think of sunlight as source. It's always going to navigate back to source. It's just its makeup. It's what we're made up of as well. If you'll follow the light that you hold within you and you allow it to illuminate and expand, you're always going to find that alignment to source. It's part of the way that you are made up in that universe and in that light.
Oh my God. That was a mic drop moment right there. I
have a nice microphone. I don't drop it. It's a plastic one I'm bringing it to.
Yes.
And it's just going to be the plastic, like blow up thing. It's a mic.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think we should do that because there's going to be a lot of mic drop moments, I feel like. So
yeah.
Got to do that. Put that on the to-do list. Yes. And I just love what you shared, because I feel like part of the energy that is also coming through is this understanding of the challenges that we face through the journey of becoming this aligned version of ourselves and reaching our potential, right? Because everyone knows that it's not just a walk in the park. It's not just like, well, today I'm going to be reaching my potential and I'm just going to be aligned and that's the end of my story. And that's it, right? That's not how it goes. I wish it did, but that's not how it goes. We face challenges. We face our ego, we face the limiting beliefs, we face fears all the time, right? Like, that's part of our journey. And I think one of the things for me too has been, just throughout my entire spiritual awakening and this path of me stepping into and expanding in my potential has been around shifting my perception of the challenges or of the fears, rather than it being like, raise your hand right in the comments right now if anytime you come up against like a limiting belief or fear or whatever, or a challenge, you're like, ugh, not this again. Or you're like, really? Why? And you get annoyed or frustrated or angry or sad or whatever the thing is, right? Like I'm raising my hand right there with
Right
you
here,
because
right here, right here.
it's human. It's part of it. One of the biggest shifts that I think that has really supported me, and I feel like it's the same thing for you and for many others, is seeing that our challenges or our fears or our limitations that we identify in that moment, they're actually our greatest gifts. They're the greatest gifts that we receive in order to support the alignment with our potential. So even though at first my mind is very tempted to be like, oh, see, here we go again, another challenge, like this sucks. Then there's the voice inside of me that's like, but this is part of the journey. Like you asked to step into this greater potential, and this is actually a catalyst to support that for you, right? The catalyst that supports you with not just moving through the challenge and we get stronger because we move through challenges and blah, 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 but really of supporting you in showing you the deeper level of power that you hold. I see those things as the arrow that's pointing and saying, look, that's where your power is. That's where your next thing is. That's where the deeper level of connection to yourself, the deeper level of connection to source, the deeper level of power and who you are. That's where it is. That's the way. Right. So then if I can see it from that perspective and see these things that come up as the way, then it completely changes my perception of the situation where I'm no longer tripping up over the annoyance or the frustration or the whatever feelings. And instead I'm looking at it like, oh, that's where I need to look to access more of my power, which then in turn supports me in accessing more of my potential, which in turn supports me in creating more, right? More joy, more love, more abundance, more creativity, like whatever it is, right? It's pointing, it's telling you where to go. And our job is to observe and see what the initial reaction is of the mind, but then go deeper and ask, what is this actually showing me?
Yes.
What is this? Where is the deeper level of my power that this is actually leading me towards? And if it wasn't because of this challenge, I would not have that awareness right now. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I get it. You are so spot on. Your power is actually your choice of focus and attention. So what you give your focus or attention to, that's what we know through the law of attraction expands. But you came here and signed up for Earth School. And Earth School says, well, you're going to go learn lessons that expand your soul. But the lessons are the contrast. The lessons are within the struggle or the challenges. That's where you're going to find the meat and the potatoes. That's the lesson plan for the day. And when you use your power, because you're so much bigger than this, way, 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 way more bigger than this planet thing. You're so much bigger than Earth School. Your higher self has already seen you through many of the lessons you're about to undertake. But you've got to go, whoa, hang on a minute. Instead of me getting humanized that much more with the ego, this is a struggle, this is BS, I can't do this again, what the hell's going on? We actually tune into the inner being and expand our light. The lesson is to bring the light we hold within to each and every contrast we experience, to each and every opportunity to be frustrated, angry, cursing and, flipping people off. Like we want to bring the highest version of ourselves into those containers because that's when we pour so much more light in.
Yeah.
So good. You're so bang on. If we didn't get tripped up, and that perspective shift is huge. Like,
so big.
I'm proud of you, bestie.
High five.
Yeah, that's a big shift in perspective that a lot of people are still kind of on the edge of their seats waiting to make. This shift in perspective that is, I hold so much power, and my power is linked to what I can show up and do in this physical world, my potential in this physical world. I have to face it head on. I can't ignore it by just getting mad and writing it off to, she's a messy driver. I can't just get mad and write it off to, if that person just didn't get in the way. Like, we have to really start taking ownership. How do you unleash your power? How do you unleash your potential? You take ownership for this life that you have.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Another mic drop moment. Can we get that plastic mic already?
Oh, Jake said he was going to watch. Jake, if you're upstairs watching, bring the plastic microphones down. I got to drop these mics.
Yes.
But
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
That's huge. That is so, so, so huge. And that I think is a huge part of what we tiptoe around is it's like this energy of like, really, can I truly claim this potential? Can I claim this power? Can I really own it? Like, I don't know. That's big. Like,
Yeah.
really? You know, are you sure about that? I don't know.
You're
Right?
so
Like,
cocky. That's so cocky. Oh, you're
who
so
am
big.
I? Who am I to be doing this? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
who is she? Who is she? Who am I? 100%. We
You
let
know?
the outside interference not allow us to raise, like again, the dimmer lights, like start switching it higher and higher and higher. Who gives two F's if they think you're too bright? Who gives a shit? They're
Yeah.
not illuminating your path. You are, you
Yeah.
know? Oh,
And I think the biggest difference too between like claiming that power from the aligned perspective versus ego is knowing that you're not like ego says it in a way where it's like, well, I'm powerful and I'm better than you, right? Like I like ego puts you on a pedestal and it's like I'm better than you. I'm amazing, but like you're not, you know, like that kind of thing.
exactly. You've got so much work to do. So
Yes.
much work. So
Yes.
low vibration. So this,
Yes.
so that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. And but then when we do it from the aligned space, it's I'm powerful and I see you in your power too. And I see you in your power and I see you in your power. And I see Tammy and Regina and Valerie and Tracy and Charisse and Ariel and everyone. I wish I could name every single one of your names, but you get what I'm saying. I see you all in your power.
Yes.
I'm in my power. I see my power and I am powerful. And so are you. Right? There's no sense of like this pedestal, I'm better than you, you're worse than me, blah, blah, blah. It's we all walk in our power together.
Yep.
And so then it allows a sense of like you're claiming your power because you're part of it all, right? Just like what you were saying, you're part of the universe. So when you can see that you are a part of the universe, and then it's like, well, then, yeah, of course, I'm part of all of that, the potential as well, because we all are. It's not at the expense of someone else or from a lack perspective or anything like that. It's, I see me and I see you too. You know what I mean? And I think that's the big difference. Yes.
Spirit is a we,
Yes.
where ego is an I.
Yes. Yes.
Spirit's all about we. We, I see you, you see me, we, versus the ego that's like, I'm this and I'm that, and you this and you that. There's a separation when we're dealing with the ego.
Yeah.
They're total. So when you're in it and you're like, wait a minute, that sounded really egoic. You know, that's a separation that makes me look special. You know, Course in Miracles talks about the speciality of things. Like when you create this special thing, you start putting people or yourself on that pedestal, like you spoke about. When that doesn't come to fruition, when that guru falls, when they're exposed, when you're exposed, when the flaws and the cracks come in, that's where the pain comes from.
Yeah.
That's where so much, you know, discomfort comes in, because it was all based off of something that wasn't real. Where when we focus on love, love encapsulates everything.
Yeah.
Your potential, my potential, our potential. We don't seek to make gains just for the self, the little s. We seek to make gains for the whole. Because when I'm successful, you're successful. When you're successful, I'm successful. Do you know what I mean? And it's so interesting. I was listening to a book this weekend. Kyle Cease, actually, if you don't know who he is, he's pretty amazing. And he was talking about how there's really, truly nothing here that's ours. Everything here is ours. You see what I mean? Like my money is not my money. Because if it's my money, it can be taken away. Where if it's our money, and today my funds are supporting somebody else in some way, and it's expanding me in some way, or their funds are coming my way and it's expanding them in some way and me in some way, we are sharing literally everything, all the resources. We don't fight for oxygen. We don't fight for rain. We don't fight for nature. We don't fight for these things, but we do make things like money, or we make things like success or status, or we make things like, sometimes people in the spiritual realm make their abilities, what it is that's theirs, that's not a whole. Right. And that's where the struggle and the suffering comes from. We don't want to do that. We want to step into our potential because we know, I'm going to quote Melanie Ann Lair. I know many of you on here know who she is, but for we, for me, for we, for us, or however she says it. Maybe I didn't quote her perfectly, but it isn't just something that's going to expand me. When I know it's going to expand me, and I know it's going to expand us, and then I know what it's going to do for the masses, that's a spirit driven, inspired action or an inspired idea.
Yes, yes. And this is the shift, like what I was saying earlier, in terms of we are being guided through a shift on this planet. This is the shift. For how many centuries, millennia, have we been living in a way, in a consciousness that says competition, that says separation, that says fear, that says I'm better than you, that says this, right?
Yeah, it's patriarchal. It's the whole patriarch. It's the whole masculine energy, which served a purpose until it got to be so controlling.
Yep. And I would even argue to say that it's the wounded masculine. That's not even the divine masculine. Divine masculine does not even do that. You know what I mean? That's the wounded masculine.
I love that. 100%.
That created that, And so it's like, it's one of those things where we are coming forward, we are rising, and each and every single one of us, whether you are a woman or a man or anything else, anywhere else in between, it's like we are all coming together to shift that. That's not sustainable. It's not like, look at where we are now,
We're exhausted, we're depleted, we're having to isolate for reasons that could have definitely been avoided. But the universe is like, oh, hell no, we're so far off track. We're not in flow.
Yep. And this is what is coming forward. We are each being asked to step into this greater potential in alignment that we hold for ourselves, right? Starting with ourselves, starting with the relationships in our life, relationship with ourselves, how we show up, all of the things, and then that overflows into the collective. That's how we change the world. We don't change the world by being like, you're doing this wrong, so I'm going to show you how to fix it, right? We say, how am I meant to show up in my greatest potential, in my best self, the best version of me, right? The most empowered version of me, the most connected version of me, the most aligned version of me. How do I show up in that? Show me, lead me, guide me. How do I show up in this way, in this room, with myself, with my family, with whatever, right? And then that is how we then, it's like we hold this space or this standard for other people to rise up into that as well. Do you know what I mean?
We make the ripple. Make the ripple that then goes into other people. Oh, that's a total mic drop. You've got one too, babe.
Yes.
Good job. We want to make a ripple, but we don't force a ripple. The universe or the ocean doesn't sit here and force its waves. It just allows them to take place. But you notice there's not just one wave. There's wave after wave after wave after wave. And so when we individually show up loving us more and exposing that energy of love from us to the more, then they are antagonized, if you want to call it that. They are encouraged to step into it for themselves because they see, well, damn, it looks good on her. She sparkles, she glows, she's, feeling amazing. She's so much fun to be around. They want that for them too. That's what the thing, we don't have to force any healing upon another. We just focus on our own healing to better the version of our beings. In other words, they're saying you're bettering the version of you by allowing the higher self to come through. You better the version of you by allowing your higher self to come through. The goal is to bring as much of our inner being, higher self, to the physical world as possible. Because then there's no violence, and then there's no hatred, and then there's no discrimination, and then there's no isolation, and then there's no fear, and there's no competition. Because I see me and I can see you. Our higher selves can see each other very, very, very clearly. Very clearly.
Yes. And then
that mean?
Go ahead. I was going to say there's no need to even feel like I have to defend myself or protect myself, which is the ego defense, right? Because it's like that level of love and safety that is created through that energy, you know? And it's like, I recognize that within you. It's like you feel it on an energetic level. You just feel it. You just know it. Don't even need words. You just feel it.
100%. And one of the things that has come in, I know for me, and I haven't put it in my teachings yet. I've brought it into my one-on-ones. I haven't brought it into my group stuff yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be a big part of the end of this month. We have to start forming right now. We bring ourselves into community, right? Unity's been a big deal, right? Community's been a big deal. When two or more are gathered in my name, the friggin' Bible says it. When we start gathering with others that are like-minded and in a like vibration, we start creating momentum.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important. You hear people say all the time, find your tribe, find what works for you, find your community, stay connected, don't isolate. We don't want to deliberately pull ourselves away from the whole. We are actually being needed now to create massive shifts and changes in a collective form.
Yeah.
Part of the competition was to isolate. Do you know what I mean? And like now we're like, no, the feminine seeks to expand and gather. That's a big, big deal. Ancient wisdom. We would gather around the fire. We would gather around the ancestors. We would listen to their stories. We would listen to their divine wisdom, right? Like all of that we know. Well, when you start gathering now, you're gathering and you're speaking each other's stories and you're allowing each other to grow through what you're sharing. And so it's so important to find your tribe. It's so important to create this, community for yourself and for others where they can learn, where you can expand as a whole, but you're going to do it much more rapidly because you're not doing it on your own. You're doing it bouncing off of similar energy. Does that make sense?
Yes. I was literally just seeing that, like this bouncing of energy. And it's like, it activates even more as I'm activated, you're activated, they're activated.
That's Orion. That's the cosmic. Think of each of these as birthing new stars. Like this is huge. We want to create our own version of heaven on earth. We want to create our own version of what it feels like to be connected. And we want to be able to do that where there's a space, like you said, where you're not defending yourself, where there are healthy relationships, healthy women and men stepping into the feminine energy that says, I see you expanding and I want to nurture you where you need nurturing. Holding space is very nurturing so that you can continue to do what you're doing. Because I know it's not just for yourself. I know you're doing it for others as well.
Yep. Oh, it's so, so powerful. And I think that's, if there's anything, I feel like that's the biggest thing that we've learned over the last couple of years is how important it is for us to be connected, and how much it's just natural for us to seek those connections and to naturally thrive and grow because of those connections, and so I feel so honored and so blessed that, I'm in a place, and I know same thing for you, to be able to create these communities online, through the YouTube community, through Facebook, Instagram, all the things. It's such a powerful way. And I'm just so grateful for the internet that allows us to do that as well, and I'm really excited too, because we have about 5 minutes left. And I think this is the perfect time for us to also share an opportunity that we are coming together to bring to all of you who, you feel this pull and you feel this kind of like sparkling, this activation inside of you, right? From the conversation that we've been having today. And we're going to continue it tomorrow too, by the way. We're going to continue.
Same time, same place.
Yep. Same time, same different link, but you'll get the email. You'll get the email. You'll get the email.
Don't worry.
I got you. You're all good. But it's coming together in this way where we are looking at how do we continue to grow and expand and live in a world and creating a life that is beyond limitations. And that is the name of our event that we're putting together that's coming at the end of July. It's called Beyond Limitations. And I think that the biggest thing behind, like the biggest kind of energetic support that I see coming in is it's helping us to really understand that we are limitless beings, and helping you to understand who you are and the truth, like the light, the energy that you have come here to share, to open you up to being seen, to being heard, to allowing you to just live fully in your power without the hesitation, without the doubts, without the fears, without the excuses that hold you back, and allowing yourself to create the impact, create the life, create the experiences for you and for those around you that help support this elevation, that help continue to, to create this ripple effect that we've been talking about. It's like we all have a role to play. What's yours, right? How are you here to show up? And, I think it's especially for those who are in a place where you've been like, I know there's more. I know I've been waiting. I've been feeling it. I know somewhere that there's more, but it's been something that has been like, but how do I actually expand into that more? And this is what we're talking about in Beyond Limitations.
This is exactly what we're talking about in Beyond Limitations. And it's time, because there has never been more emphasis on a rising than there has been over the past few years, and I think the thing that allowed you and I is the in-person stuff, and being able to touch people in person, to really even feel for each other and on our own, the power of community, the power of collaborating, the power of really as best we can. The internet is still, like you said, I'm so grateful for it. It's so important. How can we take it and bring it into another level that allows people to be seen deeper, heard deeper, and felt at a deeper level? And Beyond Limitations is our Chicago event at the end of the month, the 29th through the 31st. And it's going to be where we take you inward. I think the first thing we do is take you inward. We have energies that are stepping forth that have been here watching and loving and nurturing and guiding for eons. I mean, honestly, eons. Mother Mary has stepped forth for this event. Jesus has stepped forth for this event. And it's interesting because every time I've talked to him with regards to this event, he's a lot of prosperity. He's bringing a lot of energy about what you can do in a prosperity way when you step into your potential. Your potential unlocks unlimited amounts of abundance, unlimited amounts of resources, because the universe needs you in that zone, in your potential. Think of your potential as your zone, where your universal connection is at its highest. If you're in that zone more than ever before, not only are you hearing, seeing, sensing, and impacting like you've never been before, but you are more prosperous than you've ever been before. You're more tuned and tapped in and connected than you've ever been before. You're making shifts and changes without fear, more powerfully than you've ever done before. You are not listening to the depression. You're not listening to the anxiety. Oh my God, there's just so much that comes when we see beyond our limitations. And that's why this event is going to be extremely timely and important. It happens around a new moon, which is going to bring in new intentions after this full moon, super moon thing that happened that put everybody on their
whatever this thing was. Yeah.
Holy cow. Like, now it's time to create just as powerful energy of intentions. And that's what we're going to be doing in Chicago. Whether you can join us in person, there's 2 spots and a hotel room that's set aside for you, by the way, if you can, for 2 people, there's that. But you can join us from home. No plane ticket, no formal attire. You can sit at the table. You'll be heard as if you're in the room. You'll be contacted, connected to, communicated with. You'll be participating as if you are in the room. The breakout sessions you'll be doing right alongside the people that are there in the room. There has never been more of an opportunity, more of a way for you to join these powerful spaces that we are bringing healing into and community into than right now.
Yes.
100%.
And oh my gosh, the energy of this event is just so beyond anything I could ever it's like hard to put into words. I feel like it's something that is felt. So if this is something like this conversation that we've been having, something that you feel it in your body, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your chakras, wherever it is, you'll know because it's the calling, right? We're being called forward. This is what we've been talking about. We're being called forward into this next step into this next level of our journey of our lives, and we get to do it together. And I'm so excited to be offering this opportunity for everyone to join us, whether in person or online. Like, that's just amazing.
That's the
It's
next
so
level.
exciting. Yes,
That's the
yes,
next level.
yes.
And the guides told us this though, before we even, before we as the collective here, that's known as Jacqueline, before we left San Diego and the Archangels, we were told that this was supposed to be not just something we did in person, but that it had to be something that also went virtual because of the magnitude and the power, because of the level of conversation and the frequency and the transmissions that were going to take place during this event. There is so much I can't even wait to share the amount of content that's coming through for Chicago and the symbolism that I've just this week started piecing together. That's the thing. I haven't even talked to you about it. It's all like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't wait. There's just a lot of symbolic things that I'm watching. I'm like, oh, wow, that's going to be there. They're going to be there. That's going to be happening. This is going to be taking place. Like, what? There's just so much. And like you were saying, if you're feeling pulled to an in-person event or to an online event, if you're feeling pulled to reaching more levels of your potential and your impact, this is the sign, this is the event that you've been being pulled towards. You investing in yourself is you saying to the universe, I'm the vessel, I'm the instrument, do with me what you will.
Yep.
And if you believe that the divine works in your favor, then you've got to be able to also take these leaps, these active leaps of faith towards where that lies, because the universe is going to make sure that you are on even Steven. We're often asked to step up and invest before those big launch off points take place. And the best part about it is that you don't have to do it alone. Again, you're going to be with like-minded people in a very safe space. If you're in person in a very beautiful hotel, by the way, it's not going to be too hard to do healing there. Not at all. And the food, I can't even right now. Don't get me started on the food. But this is going to be definitely an event. That is definitely. Julie was at an event in Chicago at this particular place. She said, "This beyond limitation is actually going to supersede what I did when I was there." And I was like,
"Oh my gosh, that's amazing! I love that so much." Yeah. So if you are joining in person, it is like a full package in the sense of the event itself, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It includes food from Friday, kind of like hors d'oeuvres, and then Saturday, Sunday, breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and all of the things are included in that. And so it's like it's the full package. You get the full package. And then of course, if you're joining us from home, then you will be there for the actual content and all the things, the teachings, the guidance. Like Jackie mentioned, you're not just, a bystander watching. You are a participant. We are here. We're holding the space for you. We're going to be talking to you directly. We're going to be answering your questions directly. So you're included in all of it as well, just as much as.
We have to bring a team. We actually were guided to bring a team. We have a team. There's someone from Christina's team that's ongoing here with us, someone from my team that'll be present and taking care of things. It's like a concierge. Even though you're home, you're going to be tended to. You're going to be part of the entire thing. What you're going to have to add is actually part of the tapestry that makes up this event. So that's the other thing that I want you to consider. If you're feeling that nudge, you're feeling that nudge because what you're supposed to bring is going to really make up this event. And the power that it's going to hold is going to be because you invested in it as well. So this isn't just something that we're asking you to step up into for yourself, but it's actually something we're being guided to ask you to step up into for everyone. We will learn from each other's stories on a level that's never been seen before. And that's what this big pivot is all about. You will be, again, in the room doing the breakout sessions with us. The team will be there making sure your questions are answered, making sure that you are seen. It doesn't get more in person than that. It really, unless you're there, obviously. But the healings, it's all going to be streamed as well into a Facebook community so that you have lifetime access. Lifetime access. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hey, maybe somebody's got swim lessons or, maybe somebody's got choir. You've got to jump out for a little while. Don't worry. You're going to be able to catch up. You're going to be able to stay with it. And we're going to even hold space a bit after the event as well, because listen, we know we know what it's like to have your whole world rocked
Yeah.
and shattered. You know what I mean? Like
integrate it all, and yeah.
You're going to need us to be there to just, you know, show up. So I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing.
Yay. Okay. So real quick, then I just posted the link to the event with all of the details in the chat inside of the YouTube on the side there. So you should be able to see the link there. Go check it out. You'll see all of the details, including the breakdown of the teachings, what we'll be covering each day, everything that's included, all of the things. So all of that is there. And then you'll see the option for either in person, there's only 2 spots left, or your virtual ticket. You can grab your seat there. And I think that's it in terms of this for today. Right now, we are going to be back tomorrow. So we will be back to continue this exciting energy, this powerful energy. Same time tomorrow. You will also
bring your journals.
Bring your journals. Oh, it's going to be a big one tomorrow.
It's going to be a big one tomorrow. There's a lot of writing. I mean, it's a masterclass. We're going to walk away with lots of value. That's for sure. Bring your journals, maybe 2 pens, just in case your ink runs out, because we're going to be doing some writing tomorrow.
You're going to be writing so much, your first one's going to just run out.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Yay. I'm so excited. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us today. I cannot wait to see you again tomorrow. And as always, we are all sending you so much love, so many angel blessings.